Do you want to build a hero deck from scratch, but it is too expensive? Don't worry. Today, we are building a budget version so that you can start playing it right away. Once you collect more materials, you can upgrade it to advanced versions. The deck lists are all available in the description. Now, we are going into the shop section and go to structure deck. As you can see, there's a structure hero deck which costs 500 gems, and once you buy it, you will be able to receive all of these cards. So that means we don't have to create every single one of them from scratch. Now, we are going to look at every single card, and then we are going to remove and add some of them. Now, Elemental Hero Neos, obviously we have to have this card in our deck. Luckily, this structure deck gives us freely, and we need only one copy, so that's fine. Double increase, I'm just going to run one copy. That's all you need. Denier is nice to have for the Destiny Hero package. Vision Hero Vion, we need at least one copy. If you can spare one more, you can create one more. But since this is a budget deck, I'm just going to hold it as one. 3 Shadow Mist, we only need 1 Shadow Mist, and it's SR, so which is nice. I'm not planning to run Blazeman and Spirit of News in this deck list, so I'm just going to remove both of them. But if you want, you can include one of them. Liquid Soldier, we used to run this card a lot, but right now we don't need it since we have other Mask Hero cards in our deck. Vision Hero Faris, the structure deck gives us 2 copies, which is nice. You need at least 2 of them. If you can buy another structure deck, you can run 3 copies. That's totally up to you, but 2 is fine. Dasher, we don't need Dasher, so I'm just going to remove it. Malicious, 2 copies is okay because I'm not planning to create 60 card deck list. So if you have enough SR, you can create one more, but for now I'll keep it as 2. Ringing Kurbo, we don't need him. Onsneos, we used to play this card a lot, but we don't need him right now. 2 Polymization, nice. 1 Miracle Fusion will be more than enough. Fusion Tag, we don't need it. 2 copies of Fusion Destiny, just create one more. It is a rare card, so it's super easy to create a 3rd copy. Instant Contact, we don't need it. Favorite Hero, we don't need it. Skyscraper, we don't need it. I wish the game developers would create a 3rd version of Skyscraper. It would be really nice to have Skyscraper 3, but with actual good effects, you know. So Double Hero Attack, we don't need it. Fusion Reserve, we don't need it. Favorite Contact, we only need 1 copy, otherwise it will break. When we look at our extra deck, we don't need this version of Flaming Man. This is so outdated. Dangerous, we don't need it. Sunrise, we definitely need it, and this is a UR card, and we get it freely, which is perfect. Trinity, another nice card. We are going to have it. Now, this structure deck doesn't give us Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, so that's why we are going to run Dystopia. If you have enough UR to create DPE, then just use DPE instead of this card. But for the moment, let's just keep it. Wow, this structure deck gives both Flaming Man and Shining Neos Wingman, and both of them are UR cards, so which is perfect. And we have 3 of the Link Monsters that we need. This one is a little bit expensive, but we only need a single copy. Now, we need to improve this deck further, and unfortunately, it doesn't give us cards such as Stratos or A Hero Lives, so that's why I'm going to add them. Obviously, we need 3 copies. Unfortunately, Stratos is UR, so you have to create them. We're gonna need more combo starters, so that's why I'm going to also include A Hero Lives. So that makes what, 6 UR? Yeah, we already need to create 6 UR, but it will be worth it. Since cards like Reinforcement of Army and Foolish Burial are UR cards, maybe you already have these cards, so if you have them, you can definitely include them. If you don't have them, do not create them because they're kind of expensive. So instead, I'm going to include Triple Emergency Call, which is cheaper and which will be still useful because it requires SR. Let's include our new Mask Heroes. So we need 1 Duskrow, which is SR, which is okay. 1 Fountain, which is nice, and Furnace. Now, Furnace is UR. If you don't have enough UR, I think you don't have to include Furnace because Fountain also helps us to set Mask Change to our field. So I'm still going to include 1 card and we'll see how it goes. Darkglow, we must have at least 1 copy in our extra deck, and we need to include Mask Change. Luckily, Mask Change is only SR. The alternative version is UR. So since this is a budget deck, we are going to use this version. And that's pretty much for the Mask Heroes. We already have enough Destiny Heroes. We have already included Elemental Heroes. I'm not planning to include Evil Heroes because it will make the deck more bricky, because I'm planning to run maybe 45 cards or 50 cards, so that's why we are not going to have enough space. Now, what I want to include is Miracle Ejector, but I'm only going to include a single copy because we can actually search with Stratos or with Equal, so 1 copy is more than enough. If you want, you can cut 1 copy of Stratos and maybe add a 2nd copy with Miracle Ejector. That's totally up to you. Okay, I forgot to add key and shuffle, which is necessary because we are using Miracle Ejector. We need at least 1 copy. And of course, we want to special summon Miracle Ejector to our field. So that's why we are going to need a Neo-Spatial Master, which is going to be a Dolphin, 1 copy. These cards will break more than usual because we are not running 60 cards. So let's just add a couple of hand traps because I cannot think any other hero engine cards at the moment. So I'm going to assume that most of you have already access to the hand traps, and the hand traps that you are going to create will not be only for hero deck. So that means you can use these hand traps for any other deck. 3 Ash Blossom, which is mandatory, 1 Maxi, triple Fuvalos, double Draw Lockbird. Draw Lockbird is cheaper. If you are facing against too many branded decks, you can cut Draw Lockbird entirely, or you can just run 1 copy. That's totally up to you. Now, normally, as you know, I love to play 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet and 3 copies of Imperm, but the problem is they are too expensive. So even if I want to use them, I'm not going to include them. So instead, maybe we can include a card such as Forbidden Chalice. So this card is going to negate a monster on the field, which can be useful. I'm going to add 3 copies. Or if you want to run, you can also run Forbidden Lands. This card can help you to avoid cards like Imperm when your opponent activates. But for the moment, I'm just going to run Forbidden Chalice. So if you want, you can have 44 cards, but I'm going to include Blazeman. Again, you can also include Spirit of Neos as well. If you draw this card, it can break. But at least you can, draw Blazeman and normal summon or spatial summon and search for polymerization. So that's why I'm going to include Blazeman. So that makes 45 cards. Now, when we look at the extra deck, we have most of our extra deck masters, which is nice. I didn't see Thunder Giants in the list, so that's why we are going to include. We are missing Contrast Zero Chaos, and surprise, it's only a rare card, so why don't we include 2 of them? And since we include 2 of them, we can include Crossship, right? Which is also a rare card. Now, that leaves 2 options. One of them can be number 60 Dugares. It's not ultra rare, so that means you can still create it. And how about we put Verte Anaconda? It is really an important card, as you know. I know that it's UR. If you don't want to run Verte Anaconda or Dugares, you can totally remove them, okay? And instead, you can add more cards like Cross Crusader or more elemental hero fusions like Absolute Zero, etc. I'm totally leave that up to you. But if you create Verte Anaconda, you can also use this card in other decks, right? And number 60 is also a cheap card, and it has a really nice synergy, as you know, with our deck, especially when we use Miracle Ejector as a combo starter. So yeah, it's a 45 hero deck. It's a budget deck. Our extra deck is almost identical to our previous extra decks. I haven't included Starleech, by the way. If you want, you can drop 1 copy of Contrast Zero Chaos and add Starleech Bottom Blast Dragon. I'll leave that decision to you. So how many URs do we need to create this deck? Well, let's see. I'm going to exclude hand traps because I'm just going to assume that you have other decks that you already have and play. So that means you already have these hand traps. If you don't have, you can just swap with literally anything else. That's totally up to you. But when we look at the core engine, we need to create 1 Ejector, 3 Status, that makes 4. Furnace is 5, 3 Hero Lives means 8, 1 copy of Dark Law makes 9, and 1 copy of Anaconda makes 10. So you need to create 10 ultra rare cards, which is okay for a budget deck if you ask me. Now let's check for the SRs. Now we need to create Duskcrow and Fountain, which makes 2, 3 Equal makes 5, Ian Shuffle 6, Mask Change 7, Thunder Giant 8, Dugares 9. As you can see, we need 9 super rare cards to create. And obviously, if you have more materials that you can spare, you can definitely improve this deck list further. And if you're already familiar with my previous videos, you can create the same end boards that we used to do even with this deck. The extra deck, as you can see, almost as identical. So yeah, that's pretty much. I hope that beginners and new hero players are happy to see this deck list so that they can, start creating it and play the deck immediately. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.